Hey y'all, can you hear me okay? I'm pull it up here too. Make sure that we're on. Yep, we're on. Perfect. See if everybody can hear us. Yep, we're on. Okay, perfect. Okay, I hope you guys have had a great, let's see, what are we at today? We are on Tuesday night, so I hope you guys had a good weekend. I just got back from a retreat and it was really, really a lot of fun. It was with a lot of leaders and we had some really good ideas. But tonight we are going to go over some of the stuff we started 2 weeks ago. And we're still going to do our goal Zoom. We just didn't get a chance to do it just yet. Last week, before I left, Casey's mother-in-law and then father was having some issues. They had to go to the hospital, so we kept her in our prayers, and we'll do that maybe next week. But I have some really. Are you doing good, Casey? How are things? You know, update us. Let me unmute you. There you go.
Did it unmute?
Yeah.
My mother-in-law is still in the hospital, but she's getting transferred to a rehab center. So hopefully they can get her strong enough to go home. And my dad got to come home last Wednesday, and he is still having a few issues, but way better than he was. No more chest pain, at least right now. So hopefully,
Good.
thank you guys for praying for them.
Yes, I have had them in my prayers. Let me just tell you, that's scary. All right, so tonight we're going to start back. Did you guys print off your pages? If you did not, you can follow along with me. But these are the pages that we talked about last week, and they're on the page.
We go to bed.
So that we can go through them. But I'm just going to jump straight in because this works. I started out, and I'm totally not bragging, but I started this thing out in the beginning of January. And I did this training, and it teaches you how to talk to your current customers, your past customers, your engaged leads, your hot leads. And I ended up this month with like over $4,000 in sales because I reached out in ways I never thought about doing, which I'm going to teach you tonight. And I'm super excited about it because everybody who's done this seems to have the same kind of results, but you have to do it. You have to be consistent and you have to be, ready to hear no, ready to, really build those relationships, because if you don't have a relationship with somebody, if they don't really want it and they don't feel like it's a scarcity thing, sometimes they'll be like, oh, maybe later. But they have to know that they are valued. So the first thing I want to tell you is that if you remember correctly from our thing, I'm going to see if I can bring it up because some of you guys might not know where it is. So, oh, I've got this up too. Let me go into this before I forget. There's a couple of shout outs that we need to do. If you've gotten the trip already, I know that Shannon secured her spot. And I know there were a couple other people that were working on it. So if you have your spot and you've already secured it, you can put it in the chat and we can celebrate with you, even on Facebook. But I do want to go over a few things before we start this. I forgot. Hold on. Let me go to it. All right. So I don't know if you guys can see this. Did it bring up? Yes. What is leaving the end of this month? In case you guys did not know that these things are leaving. But we have the October scent of the month. That's going to go away because it's been 6 months. The Starry Pumpkin. Bring Back My Bars are going to go away. Christmas at Hogwarts. The house. The Hogwarts house. Harry Potter houses. The warmer bundles, the diffuser bundles, the Frozen collection, the Wish collection, the Friends collection, the Harry Potter collection, Scentsy Buddy, Hogwarts house mini warmers. I think I just said that. Scentsy bars for the Hogwarts, January curated bundles, and trying to get to the list. I know you guys can see it. I cannot see it. What in the world? Willy Wonka collection and the bricks. So those are the things that are going away. And this is some new things that are going to be coming out. These are going to be coming out. So let me bring this up. Okay, y'all should be able to see these. The Easter collection is going to be coming out, and it's the early access bundle that you'll be able to buy before it actually comes out. It's gonna be $17 for the Easter bars, all 3 Easter collection bars in a bundle. So you can get them out to your customers, maybe get them to add them to the monthly club or try them. And you're gonna see here that we have some super cute things. We got Bambi, you've got Thumper, you have the Joyful Bundle. And if you go into your newsletter, I mean, not newsletter, your news on your workstation, you can go in there and you can like read everything I'm telling you right now. You can see the Easter egg mini warmer, the Hop to It tabletop fan diffuser. All this stuff is coming out. Rhubarb the rabbit, Scentsy, Betty Bye Buddy. I mean, it's going to be really cute. So if you really work hard on getting those relationships built and reaching out to your customers, you could really put together some really cute Easter baskets for some of your customers if you work on this. The other thing I want to show you is going to be, hold on. See if it'll come up. Did it stop sharing? Stop. Let me share again. We are going to have a really fun challenge in our group this month. And so many people do not know how to do stories and do not know how to really work their social media. And this is going to be a way that you are going to be able to build relationships and kind of subliminally put the Scentsy products out there without actually telling people, you know, hey, buy this. There's going to be some tips that I'm going to give you. And it's basically being real because people want to see the authentic you. Go vertical. Do not do your stories horizontally. Use the hands-free button if you're trying to show some products. Keep it really short and to the point. Have really good lighting and have fun. If you do those things, you are going to be like the best man in white, and people are going to want to comment. We're looking for comments. We're not necessarily looking for, sales. But by doing this, you're going to be able to boost your algorithm, and they'll be able to see something favorite from you every day of the month. I'm going to do it, so I hope you guys do it too, because the last time I did this, I really got in people's stories, and they started messaging me for, oh, by the way, do you have a Luna bar, or do you have this? So I'll put this on the page for you guys to do, but it's going to be a fun little challenge that we're going to do. Okay, I think that took that part. So now we're back here. Okay. I'm going to try and bring up this for you guys. If you don't have it printed out. Let's see if it'll come up. Which one just came up? All right, that's engaged leads. I don't want that one. I want the customer one. And it's so small, I can't see it until it comes up.
Willow. Come here.
So,
Willow.
2 seconds. Past customers. Almost there.
Thanks.
Hold on, I will mute everybody.
I miss you today. I miss you today. I miss you. Sit. Sit down. Sit down.
I miss you too.
Ow. Sit. 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 Good girl. Good girl.
All right,
How are you? Mm-hmm.
I cannot get this to mute. There. Okay, we got it. Last one. 1, 2, it must be this one. See if this one comes up. Does that one say current? Hold on. No, hold on. I had this out earlier. 1 second. Pass. I might not be able to read up. I might just have to tell you about it, but I know I had it on here for you guys. There it is. Okay, current. All right, stop. All right. That should have worked. Yes. Okay, you guys can see that, right? So that's your current customers. That's what we're going to be looking at so that we can go through it. All right, it's so funny because I cannot see you guys anymore. But I'm guessing you can see that. All right, so we are going to jump straight into this. So if you didn't print it out, I'm going to tell you what to do. How many of you guys went through and actually did the homework and actually went through, wrote down your customers and wrote down the different things that you knew were the answers to those questions? Did anybody do it? It's okay if you didn't, because tonight we're going to do it together. Okay. So authentic outreach is what we're looking for. And authentic outreach is whenever you're going to have a goal of these conversations to be able to build relationships and to get sales this month. We're going to get sales because I'm going to teach you guys how to connect with past customers, current customers, and engaged leads. Okay. One thing about your outreach is it has to be honest and it has to be direct. It has to have some kind of problem solving in there, and it has to help you audition the prospects, meaning that not everybody's going to be a Scentsy customer or a consultant, but people know people. So they're going to help you get referrals. All right. So for here, this part here, if you have somebody's name, right? So it should be on here at the top. You will see where it says name and contacted. Contacted is where you can actually check it off, but you are going to want to write them this. I don't believe in scripts at all, but this absolutely works. And it's because they're adding value to you. So what you actually will ask them is, let's just say that it's, hey, Casey. So, hey, Casey, do you have a few minutes? I have a few questions I wanted to ask you. Now, that's going to be your number one question that you're going to write to them once you start a conversation with them. So, like I said, your first reach to them needs to be authentic. So maybe it could be, hey, I hadn't talked to you in a while. How are things going? Hey, I saw that you just went to Hawaii. How was that trip? Hey, I saw that your son graduates this year. What college is he going to go to? Whatever it is, you've got to start a conversation based on something that you know about them, that you've seen, that you have in common, or something to be able to get that conversation rolling. Normally, you have to have a conversation back and forth at least 2 or 3 times before you want to go in and ask this question, which is going to be the one I just told you. Then it's going to be, it was great, talking to you for a few minutes, but I have a question for you. Or you can say, hey, do you have a few minutes? I have a few questions for you. Now, a lot of times when you hear that, you're going to think, oh my gosh, what do they want from me? Well, what you're going to say is you're going to say, I'm working on finding better ways to add value to serve my customers. You've been such a great customer of mine. I would love to ask you a few questions if that's okay. We are working with current customers right now on this sheet. That is why we can ask them that question. We're not going to do that to a lead. We're not going to do it to someone who's commented or posted or haven't bought from us before. This is only going to be customers. Okay. So again, you're going to wait for the response. You're going to have a conversation first, and then you're going to say you're working on finding a better way to add value and serve your customers. You've been such a great customer of mine. I'd love to ask you a few questions if that's okay. Now, of course, they are going to say, sure, what is it? You didn't ask them to buy anything. You didn't ask them to host a party. You didn't ask them if they have any friends that you could share the product with. You are asking them, what is a way that you can add value to them? Okay. The next thing is column 4. So column 3 is your what. You got to think about what products it is that they have bought from you. So you can write that in because maybe they bought some black raspberry whiffs, or maybe they brought, some laundry liquid or some pods. So you need to write down what it is that your customer usually buys from you. All right. The next thing is going to be like, what is their problem? Everybody usually has some kind of problem that the product fixes or the opportunity fixes, right? So the next thing that you're going to ask them, maybe it was the whiffs, maybe it was the liquid, but you're going to ask them, and you can put these into a survey if you want to, or you can just keep ping ponging back and forth, asking questions. When they start seeing that they add value, they will continue the conversation. The next thing is, why did you buy the products in the first place? Was there a specific problem you had or something you were struggling with? All right. Some people will be like, my house stunk. You know, my kids' sneakers were terrible and I got the scent pack. I always wanted to try a diffuser. I never got one before. So you want to make sure that you're asking them this question if you want to know what problem it was. Some of us know what problem it already was because some people are like, oh my gosh, I have a smoker in the house. I really want to try the purifier. So if that was the case, then you would say, hey, I just wanted to check in and see how you were doing with the purifier. Because now you know what the problem was. You can go back to what that problem was and how it was solved, right? If it was a great, problem solver, then you know that it helped solve their issue, right? So this is going to go to the next question. If you guys need me to slow down, I will. Okay. So the next thing you're going to ask them, we figured out the problem. The next thing is, why did they buy from you? What was the reason you chose to buy from me? Or how's the experience been so far as a customer of mine? Where can I improve and do a better job of serving you as a customer? You can choose any of those questions. It will help you understand the value you've provided in your business. It will help you figure out if there's anything specific that they found that you did that was helpful. It will encourage honest feedback from people so you can prove how you serve. Now, I did this a couple years ago where I did a survey and sent it out to my customers. And there were some customers that I flat out forgot about that when it got this survey. So you have to have a thick skin sometime whenever you send out a survey, knowing that there might be some things that come back. Now, if it's something like, well, you didn't give me as deep a discount as, Susan or whatever, there's nothing you can do about that, whatever. They just told you that they're buying from someone else. But I got some things like, I think you forgot about my order. Whatever it was. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But this is going to help me serve you. This is going to help me seal the cracks that people fall in. And people are loving this because they are feeling valued. Okay. The next thing is going to be, have they seen any results with their products at all? So you could say, have you experienced any specific results? That could be like their house smells better, the purifier is working better, the diffuser is the spa-like experience they wanted to be able to experience. Their laundry is going better now that they have the whiffs and the laundry liquid. I mean, it can be anything. The counter clean. You can ask them how they're using it. I want you guys to know that you have to be able to talk to your customers and get them to understand that they add value to your business. Because we have had so many LTOs. We have had so many sales where we are so transactional, where we just put it up there and people just go by, especially the flash sale. And if you don't do follow up with them and you're not contacting them, they're not going to stay your customer. But I promise you, if you start asking them these questions and get them to feel like they're adding value to your business, they're going to be more invested in becoming a consultant or a host or a referral because you are so dedicated and you are invested in trying to be a better consultant. Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. So, how many of you guys have done this before? Has anyone done this before? At all? I know that, like I said, we have done surveys before, and you do have to have a thick skin because in the very beginning, when I was like, oh, I'm going to send out a survey to all my customers, I wasn't ready for some of those answers to come back. So you might want to go through, look at them, make sure you got your follow up, and then do this. All right. So the next one that you're going to do, let me get to it. is going to be, hold on. I have it on here. I have everything saved on here. Where is it at? In 1 second. Make sure that everything's coming up. I understand why it's doing that. Hold on 1 second. It only lets me show like so many at one time. I don't know if you guys can see any of this yet. Come on. Okay. It's coming up. Okay, I'm back. Let me go back to our thing. All right, so the next thing I want to talk about is going to be cross-selling. So cross-selling is a strategy of offering your products or your services to existing customers you already have. It's going to help you increase your PRV. It's going to help you with your customer satisfaction. And the reason that cross-selling matters is because it's going to help you to become better with getting a strategy to improve your customer retention, to be able to have more referrals. You're going to make more money, and you're going to increase that retention 60 to 70%. I mean, some of you guys are really, really, really good with having high PRV every single month, but you might not be as great at sharing the opportunity, right? Some of you guys are great at sharing the opportunity, and your sales, you're having a hard time struggling with your sales. If you can do what I'm telling you tonight, if you can do this, I promise you your PRV and your sponsoring will go up. Because anytime someone feels valued, I want you to think about the last time someone from direct sales contacted you. Can anyone tell me in the chat? When is the last time that somebody from Pampered Chef or I don't know, Unique or Tupperware or anything, has anyone contacted you lately? And if they did, I want to know exactly what it is that that you did. And Christy, way to go. Also getting the trip. Nope. Someone just said nope. Okay, let's talk about that for a second. If they are just trying to reach their incentive, right? If they are, who is it about? Them. Okay, if it's an email from the company, that doesn't count. So if you're getting emails from your consultant through their newsletter that goes through their company, that doesn't count. Because I get emails all the time from 31, from Pampered Chef. I get emails all the time, and they're the same emails that exactly other people get. Okay, so if you got direct messages from her, that's good. That's really good. So I'm not saying that everybody is like this, but I buy from direct sales all the time, and I don't hear from anyone. I've probably spent like $400 with New Skin, and I never hear from her unless she has a trip that she wants to go on or somewhere else, and she's out of another state. But still, it made me think about my customer service. And you know, I had to deliver 2 purifiers yesterday. And when I delivered them, it wasn't just dropping them on their porch. They wanted me to come in. They wanted to tell me what was going on. That lady had just been diagnosed with a brain cancer, and she was telling me all about it. Another girl is the wife of a builder, and she wanted to talk to me about, you know, some land. So sitting back, going into their home sometime and adding that value matters. I know Annette drives all the way to Goldsboro sometime to see one of her customers named Carolyn, who's been buying from her forever. And she chooses her because Annette adds value to her. So I want you to think about your customers and who do you add value to? And do they know that they add value to you? Okay. All right. So we're going to go back to this, what I was talking about. Another thing about cross-selling is going to be that you're going to stress less and you're going to have more free time because you're not going to be worried about getting the next customer. Okay. And it's not cross-marketing, it's cross-selling, which I'll explain. And then you're going to experience a new level of purpose and meaning in your business because you're going to develop better relationships. You know, it's so cool whenever you can just develop great relationships with just a small group of people where you don't feel like you have to constantly funnel new people in, right? You do need to get new people in order to get new blood in your team and for them to be able to experience Scentsy. But for your follow-up, sometime you can have like 25 to 50 people. And if you are really following up with them and adding value to them, you're going to hit your 500 every month. And you've just got to build those relationships to be able to do it. So what exactly is involved in cross-selling? There's three things. The first thing is going to be that you must watch the timing of whenever you implement it. You got to start thinking about the problems and offering solutions. And then you also want to be able to talk about product bundling, which we all do because we have bundle and save, right? And the way that you're going to build a long-term business is not going to be by just getting new customers, like I just said. It's going to be focusing more of your time and attention to those current customers. That is why this sheet is so important. And if you look at this and think, you know what, I can't fill out the whole thing because I only have 10 customers, start there. Maybe some of you guys had to print out a lot of pages, but I will challenge you to start with like 10 to 15 customers. Make sure that you ask them those questions because what's going to happen is when you're asking them those questions, they're like, you know what, do you have a bulb? I messaged this lady that hasn't bought from me in a while and followed up on her. And we started going through some of these questions. And I'm like, why did you buy from me? Because she hadn't bought from me like 3 years. And she was like, honestly, I totally forgot about you. She goes, I found your card the other day and that's why I texted you, which is why I followed up. And she was like, I need to get some 20-watt bulbs for this warmer. And I need to get this. And I need to get some more spiced grapefruit. And I'm like, whoa, spiced grapefruit is not around anymore. It is my favorite scent, but it's not around. But I do have a Scentsy club where I get it in there. So I could give her one, right? Or maybe I didn't have it. I would try and find something comparable to be able to give her. But instead I was like, you're going to want to smell the new scents. You haven't, bought in a while. So I set up a basket party with her, but it started out by asking her those questions about, why did she choose me? And when she was like, I hadn't talked to you in 3 years, that's why I texted you and needed a light bulb. So for me, she was someone that fell between the cracks because if I would have put her on this page, she wouldn't have fit. She would have gone back to being a qualified lead instead of a customer. Remember, I told you if they haven't bought from you in the last like 3 months or so, then they usually go back to a qualified lead of someone that might buy from you again. They're not necessarily current customers. And with Scentsy, I guess you could say maybe 6 months because they're going to see other people at different events. They're going to go to other shows and pick things up. And if you aren't letting them know, they're not going to go get those things. I had one girl who messaged me and said, hey, I need to get like 2 bars of Luna. Now I'm like, okay, well, I can get them to you Monday. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I don't have any. I'll have to order them for you. And then she messaged me back. She goes, oh, I was at some convention center and I picked them up. Don't worry about it. I didn't handle that right. In order for me to have done that for her, I could have said, let me see if I can find you some, but let me get you this scent to keep you going while I have this one coming in for you. And if I would have done that, I feel like she would have waited for the Luna. And she probably wouldn't have done that because she did go to that convention center just for Scentsy because I couldn't help her. And of course, we can't control a lot of our customers, but if we go that extra mile sometime, they will wait for us, right? Okay. It's impossible to serve someone if you don't first take the time to get to know them, their needs, and the goals that they have for themselves with your products and your opportunities. So in order for cross-selling to be effective, you have to be careful, like I said, whenever you implement the strategy. Many, many, many times, there are 2 specific times that you can offer cross-selling and it would be effective. The first time is going to be during the checkout process, once the customer has seen some results and had a positive product experience is the second time. So at the very end, I remember when we used to do home parties and I remember like Annette and I do parties and she was really good about this. But at the very end, if someone had like, I don't know, 4 bars, she'd be like, well, don't you want to get 6? because you're going to save $6 or $5 or whatever it was back then by getting a 6-pack instead of just 4 bars. Or maybe it had 1 warmer and 1 bar. Well, we do have a combine and save that has 3 bars and a warmer. You see what I'm saying? At the checkout, you want to add more value. So when people message you and they're just like, I need to get 2 bars of Luna, say, well, you know what? There's a 3-pack. Or maybe they're like, I want to get a nightlight and I want to get this, that, and the other. You can put together a bundle and save to give value to them and help them see that they save some money. Also, if someone is already seeing results and having a positive product experience, I had a customer one time that got a warmer and she got some bars and she absolutely loved it and realized that she did not have enough for her house, that she'd only bought one and she got it home and she wanted other parts of her house to smell better. That's whenever I was able to go in and go, we have Perfect Scentsy. Perfect Scentsy is when you get 6 bars, you get 2 warmers, you can choose them. Back then, they were like the same price. Now we have many different ways that you can put it together, but you're always going to try and add value to people whenever they're either checking out or whenever they've had a positive experience, whenever you find that out through follow-up. The most effective way to implement cross-selling is going to be to position your product recommendations and add solutions to your products, your customers' problems. So like I said, if you get to know your customers and you start understanding their problems, or you start seeing, you know what, these people, they bought from me during the sale. I guarantee you, if you follow up with those people and come back at them whenever they're talking about buying something else and tell them about the bundle and save, tell them about clearance items, tell them about things that you know can save them money, they're probably going to buy from you. Because if they went on and bought all that stuff in a flash sale, they've already got that kind of mind that if you are going to cross-sell them, upsell them, whatever you want to call it, they will buy from you. And whenever you lead with helping and problem solving, it's going to show your customers that you are acknowledging and trying to help them meet their needs and not just by selling more stuff to them. The next thing is going to be that product bundling, like we were just talking about, the bundle and save is where you're going to offer several products at a combined package. As you can see in the very back of our catalog, we've got the counter cleans, we've got the laundry stuff, we have the what do you call it? The pods and the bars. I don't ever just sell 1 bar or 1 pod when I'm at an event. I usually can bundle and save it. So, you know, if you get 2 more, you can get a 3-pack. You know, if you get 1 more, you get a 6-pack. I don't even put, whenever I'm at an event or a show or even at a party, I don't even talk about a $6 bar or the 3-pack. I go straight for buy 5, get 1 free. You know why? Because when they hear buy 5, get 1 free, they hear free and they're like, you know what? I should do that. That's a savings. It can be an effective way to increase your sales, and customers are more likely to purchase multiple items at once when they're bundled together and presented to them to save money and to add value. 60% of customers surveyed said they prefer to purchase product bundles. And if I go through and look at a lot of the orders that I have taken lately where I have upselled, they all seem to really want to do the bundle. And they like to know how much they saved. And it's a really good sponsoring tool whenever you can tell someone, hey, did you know you saved this much money? Or if you're trying to get to sponsor them, you can tell them this is how much they would have gotten paid on their order. And a lot of people like to hear that. They're like, you know what, just sign me up. So the 2 things I wanted to really point to tonight was going to be the fact that we have the current customers. You have one that says past customers, and then you have one that says engaged leads. And tonight, I won't really go into the engaged leads as much as I'm going to talk about the customers, because I feel like you have to start there first. The engaged leads is going to come whenever people start commenting and liking and, what else? Sharing your social media post and being able to see your stories and putting hearts and commenting on those. And if you start doing what I was showing you with the favorite February thing, you're going to have people when you're like, this is my favorite candy. What is yours? Or maybe do a poll. There's all kinds of different things that you can use in those stories to be able to get that interaction with people, which is going to start a conversation for you to be able to ask questions to them, especially if they're a customer. But the next time we do this, I'll show you the one about the engaged leads. So every single person who buys from you, there is a problem somewhere that product is solving, or the opportunity will help solve in their life. The solution is usually the opportunity or a specific product. You got to look and say, what is the process that I am going to get these products in front of someone? And what's the process I'm going to get this opportunity in front of someone? And if you go through and you just write down, the people, what they bought, what problem they had, and why they chose you, you have some gold right there to be able to have the best follow up ever, right? So that is going to be like your homework this week. If you did not do it yet, you need to go in there and do it, because I promise you, we're at the end of January, but for February, we're going to go straight into a sale month where things are going to be discontinued. Things are going to be discounted, and you're going to have new curated bundles. We're going to have all the Easter collection. You have Valentine's coming, where you can actually bundle up some things for people and show them for Valentine's gifts. Go ahead and get your Easter orders going. But right now, I get so excited about the very beginning of the year, because there's so many things that we can do for our customers. And so many of you guys message me and ask me, how can I use my social media more? Well, in 20 and 21, social media was the thing. You could almost post and pray and you would end up getting somebody on your website, right? And now people are seeking connection. And the connection's going to come from you following up with them, using these sheets, being able to, build those relationships with them. So I wrote down a couple of things that you guys can write down, because some of you guys don't have an idea of what to share on social media. And if I look at some of your Facebook pages, you look like a Cincy billboard. And you don't want that at all. You want to have things about your life. You want to have things that are educational, motivational, inspirational. You don't want to constantly have Cincy on there. Now, your VIP page could be completely different, but I promise you, if you keep your VIP page looking that way too, you're going to lose people. I'm very guilty of it. I have not done much on my VIP page lately, but I plan on doing some things. So for February, I'm going to do like a declutter challenge, and I'm going to do it with my VIP group, and I'm also going to do it with the team. And every day I'm going to post something to declutter, and then they're going to take a picture of it. You know why? Because I want to show them how I can add value to their life. I have to declutter myself, because hopefully we'll be moving in the near future, but it will be something fun. You can do like water challenges. You can do go outside for 10 minutes and get vitamin D challenges. You can say, take a picture of what you're looking at right now. You want to do those kind of things, because whenever people take pictures and they're showing what's going on in their life as well, again, they feel like they're adding value. So some things that we have here, and I'm going to talk about some of them. And if you hear one that you like, write it down or either share it on here. And I want to ask you, what is it that you thought of whenever you heard it? So it says content ideas to post on social media. And it says you can remind people who you are and how you got started. If you just need to relaunch your business, if you have been stagnant, if you have not followed up, if you haven't done any of that stuff, get on there and say it's 2024. I'm so excited. I've been doing this for a while, but this is what I'm doing with it. I'm so excited about it. And just share. Don't even ask people to join. Don't even say you have a product to give away or a kit to give away in a certain way that we have to say it. What is it? Zero cost out of pocket. Don't even talk about that. Just talk about who you are, why you're in it, what you're doing with it, and where you're going with it. That's it. That's all you have to do. Because if someone in the back of their head has thought about doing it, they're going to message you. I had somebody message me just from those little bring back my bar sample thingies that I sent out, those real small things. And she sent a picture to me with her kid saying, how can I make money doing this? This is awesome. I've always thought about doing Scentsy. And it just took her just getting that little bitty samples. And I couldn't believe it, because I never had her on my radar to even join. Especially, I don't really talk to anyone in the state that she's in. So I was just like, okay, that's pretty cool. All right. The next thing could be Go behind the scenes. You know, if you are doing, do you know, I did the bring back my bar sampling. I made a reel out of it. I had so many people messaging me. That looks like fun. That looks like a lot of fun. I could do that with my kids. Now, some of them didn't join, but I was able to get a lot of interaction. So maybe you want to say, go behind the scenes. This is what's happening in the wax lab today. This is what's coming out. And you're not selling. You're going behind the scenes to show people how simple this can be, how easy this can be. Maybe share a personal story. Doesn't have to necessarily be about Scentsy, but it could be something that inspired you, something that you saw today. You know, there's been times that my son has walked up to people and prayed for them, and I've written about it on Facebook, and I'll have like 300 comments just about that one thing. Sometimes you can go and look at your Facebook and you can see what post did I get the most interaction on. And I guarantee you it's not Scentsy, unless maybe it's a cleaning bucket, and the cleaning buckets, you're going to be able to really sell those next month because they're going to be 10% off. The classic bundle is going to be on sale. So we can go ahead and start saying that y'all are going to sell hundreds of those, right? Okay. The next thing could be share a joke. I see a lot of you guys sharing jokes, and that's hilarious. She shares so many. I don't see her on here, but she is hilarious whenever she does it. I've been sharing a lot of jokes lately about horses, and I've been getting a lot of people, you know, interacting and sharing them. So I can see that there is a certain target audience sometime whenever I do that. Share a quote, share an inspiration, host and ask me anything. So, for example, if you're in your story and you're like, today is an ask me anything day, ask me anything about my day. You can ask me about Scentsy and how I work it. You can ask me what else I do. You can ask me about what I like, whatever. And people will just ask you questions. It's hilarious. They'll just ask you anything. They'll ask you what you ate for breakfast. I mean, they'll just do it because they want to be able to be part of adding value. You can do a poll, you know, hosting a poll of what they like. You know, are you more excited about Valentine's or Easter? How many of you put together an Easter basket? How many of you actually get Valentine's gifts? I have one lady that gives Valentine's gifts out to her employees every year. So every January, she buys a ton of stuff from me to be able to put together for Valentine's baskets for her employees. She doesn't give them Easter, she gives them Valentine's. So I think I found out from that from years ago when I asked people in a survey if there were any special occasions where they like to buy things for people. And she let me know about her employees that she did that for. You can do giveaways, but you can only do them in a certain way. So I wouldn't even say that. Ask for recommendations. People love to give their opinion, right? Yellowstone was like huge. I'm still trying to watch it. But if you were to say, help me out, I need a new, you know, series to watch. And everybody will tell you everything that they like. And it will boost your algorithm. And that is a great way to be able to contact them, letting them know they added value. Thank you so much for telling me about Yellowstone. Thank you so much for telling me about, what is it, Housemaids or Handmaid's Tale or something. I don't even know. I hadn't seen that one yet either. But you can just let them know that they added value. You can post a sneak peek of something that's coming soon. Post a testimonial from a client. That's a big one. I have one girl who loves our purifier. And so she's supposed to give me a testimonial of how it helped her. And I'm going to actually put her name, put her testimony so people can see it's from somebody else instead of me. When I went live that day showing my purifier and how nasty it was, I got so many orders for it because people didn't believe that it worked. They saw the picture of the purifier, but didn't know whether it was my house or one that I just picked up. So when I went live and actually showed them, wow, this is a nasty filter. Here's a new one. We're going to put it in. People actually messaged me. If you still want to do the purifier deal, you can do that until the end of January because we still have the extra half off until the end of January, which is only a couple of days. You can post case studies if you wanted to. You can do answer FAQs. Thank your fans. Have a motivational Monday post, a Tuesday tip post. A lot of you guys do that. Wednesday wisdom post. I like to do those sometime. Throwback Thursday. You'll see a ton of people saying a throwback Thursday. This Thursday, 4 years ago, I bought my dog. It's a gotcha day or something. Flashback Friday, freebie Friday, whatever it is that you want to do. You can share short video clips that you like. My kids love to do that. They will send me all these video clips all the time, and you will see people doing it. One thing that you want to do on your Facebook, which we need to do this, and I don't think we can do it tonight, so maybe we'll do it next time. But if we had 10 people on here, right, I would challenge each and every single one of you to go to each page. So if there were like 10 people, somebody would go to 9 different pages, and you would have to comment at least 3 words under something on their page. Doesn't have to be the same exact post, but you would comment on their page. You would like something and you would comment on something, and then you would follow them. And you could unfollow them later if you wanted to, because some people don't want Cincy people in their stories. But if you do that, we did this at the retreat, the algorithm just really boosted. And people were like, gosh, why all of a sudden is your post from I think this lady had a post from whenever she went to Egypt or something. She's like, her friends were asking her, why all of a sudden are they seeing that post from Egypt that they hadn't seen in a while? Because I went like really deep down and started posting underneath one of her pictures. So if we all went in and did that with each other, which I will actually show you guys how to do that next time, you will see a huge algorithm jump. So it's a great time for you to post things that are really good substance after we do that, because people will definitely see it. You can say, share an unknown feature about your product or services. Tell people how you got started. Already said that. Shout out or mention something that's working in your life. Share a success story. Post a fill in the blank. I see a lot of people do that too, where they'll put a sentence and then have a blank, and then people will fill it in, right? Share a Pinterest pin that you like. Post about a trip that you've taken, or maybe one that you want to go on. Ask anyone if they've ever been there, if they could give you some suggestions. I see a lot of people say, we're going to Disney for the first time. Does anyone have any suggestions? And then their whole post just blows up, right? Share a charity that you partnered with before, or ask people, if you had an extra $500, what charity would you give that to, right? Post about something on your bucket list and ask people what's on their bucket list. That's a really fun one. If you say, that you've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon or something, and what is your bucket list? People will tell you. They will sit there and do it over and over and over. Yes, Christy. So when you comment on other Cincy Sisters posts, it does help them, and it allows them to be seen more. So thank you for doing that. And if we all did it, if we got off here and wrote down everybody that was on here, and you have to like something, you have to comment, and then you have to hit follow. And then it boosts them all the way to the top of their people's pages. You can ask people how they know you, how they found you. There's so many really fun things. I can actually post this on our page, but you can see that a lot of these are not asking people to buy. If anything, it is going to get your Cincy, not your Cincy, your Facebook page out there. It's going to get in people's feeds because you're just asking questions and you're getting them to give you value. Another really good one is share your morning routine. What's the first thing you do in the morning? People love that. You say share a win or a success. People will do that. What's your win and your success today? I'm going to be posting a lot of this stuff because I really do want to boost my Facebook to be able to show some of the fun Easter things that are going to be coming up. I will do a behind the scenes kind of thing when I make the Easter samples. I don't have yet because we can't order them yet. But if I would have done the Valentine and the Mardi Gras, it'd been really fun to actually like show a mask, or talk about what is that? The king cake or something, or some kind of really fun story about it. So these are really, really great ideas that you could use that people aren't going to see as transactional. They're going to actually see as, adding value. And another thing for stories that's really fun is that you can just ask people things about, what's your favorite weather? Post your smile below. A lot of people won't do that, but some people will. Post a picture of your pet. I guarantee you, if you tell people to post the picture of their pet, your algorithm will blow up again, right? So, no, these are something that I have in a notebook for me that I can definitely, share. It's just things that we've picked up over the years. And I just came back from a retreat, so we have some more ideas. One more thing that you can do that would be fun to do on your VIP page would there's a little bingo thing, and I can post this too if you guys can see this. But it says something like, tag one person whose birthday's in April, and then somebody tags somebody who's in April. I'd tag Annette. Tag somebody who plays a sport. Tag someone who has a dog. Who's someone who has blue eyes? Who's someone who goes to the beach? Who's someone that has an iPhone? You know, who's someone who's been to Hawaii? When you ask these kind of questions and it's called Find Someone Who, people will start playing. They'll be like, oh, my friend so-and-so does that. My friend so-and-so, because they always think there's something in it. So make sure you give them something for doing that, whether it be a scent circle, whether it be a pack of samples. Laura did this thing and it was so cool. And Katie Johnson did this thing. It was so cool. They took the remnants of all the wax cubes that whenever they make samples and it's just like little pieces of wax and put it in a Ziploc bag and called it a wax bomb. And then they called it Scentsy Home Office. Said, this is what Scentsy Home Office smells like. Just put it into your warmer and you can experience it yourself. Because all those of us who have been to home office, it doesn't smell like anything in particular because they have all these different scents, right? And so, which reminds me of a really funny story. Whenever I first joined Scentsy, I spilled wax at Annette's office. Bad. I knocked the whole warmer over on the wall and it went on the wall, on the floor. And it was horrible. And it was something I never, ever, ever forgot. So like 9-10 years later, she goes to Scentsy Home Office and there's this really big wall where Heidi has all of her quotes that she's always done with a nightlight. And we're taking pictures and Annette goes to sit down and throw her arms up and take a picture. And she sits on the warmer and it goes everywhere. And I was like, yes, I'm so glad that happened because for so many years I made a mistake. So it's really, really funny because if you ever get a chance to go to Scentsy Home Office, it's probably the best smell in the world. If you smell your testers that come in your kit and just smell the whole thing, that's what Scentsy Home Office smells like. So it's pretty cool. But anyway, so that's what I have for you tonight. I have so many things I want to share with you. And I want to go into the engaged leads, but I don't want to jump ahead too far until you actually can perfect this. Because if I start telling you about what to do in, engaged leads and all the things, you're like, oh, which one should I do first? So let's concentrate on your current customers. Let's concentrate on the 10 to 20 people that you can ask those questions to. And I will post the questions after the Zoom so you guys can have them. But don't tell the story. But does anybody have any questions? Does anybody have anything to share? Have you guys had any praise reports from anything that you've done on your social media that I haven't touched on tonight? You can unmute yourself and tell me if there's anything you can think of. Also, Diamond, if you want to take a second and tell people what it is that you have started that they can join to be part of if you want to.
Okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
So, I did also make a post and a video in Heavenescents, but if you guys didn't see it, February 1st, I, along with Sharon Hunter, we are launching a group for sponsoring. So what it will consist of is pretty much every day there'll be posts about the Scentsy opportunity, and then once a week there will be a Facebook Live, really quick, like 15-20 minutes talking about it. And it's open to everyone, and it's just in case, like, especially for new people, is to help us grow our team. Like if you're having a conversation with someone about the opportunity, or you have a customer who you think would be really great, but you just don't know like quite the words to say, or there's been a lot of back and forth and they just like haven't made the leap. There's probably like more information they're needing or just more things they need to see. So you invite them to this group and they'll see different consultants like sharing their Scentsy story about why they love Scentsy, why they joined Scentsy, and just like different aspects of the Scentsy opportunity. Like, maybe people join for the money, people join for the community, people join just because they love fragrance and it's so fun. People join because they want to take a free trip once a year. Everyone has different reasons for why they join. So they'll see, based on their color personality, different reasons and different aspects of it. And then once a week, they'll get to hear like a live, like I said, just so it's not just static posts. And then if they decide, hey, I really want to do this, then I'll be like, oh, awesome, Amanda. Well, Shannon invited you to the group. I'm sure she would love to help you get started. But yeah, that's pretty much what it is. I'll be, like we said, I'll be starting it February 1st. If you're interested in it, great. I'm not requiring too much of anyone. Just like every so often, like make a post about what you love about Cincy, that day. Or your Cincy why you joined Cincy. You're muted, Shannon.
Oh, you can repost it or something because some people may not have seen it because sometimes the algorithm is kind of crazy. So perfect. And I want you to remember something. Well, there's another thing. There's also another group called Sensational Recruiting where Debbie Pitts Palmer and some other people like Sarah Speechley and other people, but Chuck is going to go live in there talking about compliance. So if you ever needed to know anything about compliance and recruiting and sponsoring, because if you earn the trip, we get audited every year. So they want to make sure we're not bonus buying and make sure that we're doing everything, dotting the I's, crossing the T's. Last thing I want to say is you are going to find that there are 3 different kinds of people whenever you're doing these current customer things. And you've heard me say it before, but there are red apples in the business, green apples, and rotten apples. Your red apples are going to be people who are ready to go. They're going to give you that order. They're going to want to join your team. They're just going to be like, let's do this. Green apples are going to be people that need a little bit more information. Maybe they need to try the product a little bit longer. Maybe they need to figure out what it is exactly, what needs to fill their gap for them to actually take the jump to join Cincy or to buy. And then, of course, there's rotten apples. So some of these people might ghost you. Some of these people might not be very nice. And don't mix them into your bunch of green apples and red apples because you can't make a rotten apple green, right? You can't make them red. So if that's the case, I usually just put them to the side. Maybe I'll follow up with them later. Maybe I won't. But I'm going to concentrate on who is going to be interested in what I have to say, who is going to be interested in seeing that they add value to me and that I add value to them. And I feel like if you guys do this, you will really, really, really see an increase in your PRV and in the people that we bring into our team this month. So that being said, since I was talking about apples, I want you to post apples underneath the live that's in our page from this meeting. That way it'll enter you into the drawing. But that's it. Anybody have anything to say? We're right at 2 minutes to 9. Does anybody have anything to share? If not, we will go. But thank you guys for being on here tonight. And I hope that that was informative. And I will post those questions on here right now as soon as I get off. Okay, bye.